Rodgers, bro.
Yeah. Yo, welcome back to another episode of Player vs. Team, aka PBT. And y'all see, I got a full panel today with me. Hello, fellas, how we doing? Y'all see, I got my main crew back in the building, DJ Micah B, and my illustrious co-host, Steamin' Willie Beeman. But
what's up?
We have
I'm pissed.
That one, that only, Picante Mel back in the building, and we have a guest. Introduce yourself, big dog.
Hey, it's me, Martise. I'm glad to be back. Great group of guys, great conversations, man. Just blessed to be here, man. So appreciate it.
I hope all y'all had a good day, because my day sucks. This damn draft has messed with my psyche so much. We got a player at pick 9. We could have got at 40. Come on, man. Really?
Really?
I would have chosen Sador.
I'm just gonna go ahead and chime in right now. Moo, you motherfucker. You could have at least gave me a warning, dog. I got ready to walk off. I got ready to walk off real quick and grab me a beer, and all I heard was dun 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 dun. I'm like, what the hell is going on here?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we lied, man. Let's get.
We lied. We just.
But I would have got. Hey, but man, I would have should do it 9. Damn what the critics say. Damn what the scouts say. I would have should do it 9.
Look. I knew the Raiders was in a crazy spot when Genty and Shador was there. Like they was in a messed up spot.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
But they can still make it up. They can still make up for it right now. Like they can get back into the first round.
They can.
Make everything right.
And see, here's the thing that kills me with the Saints. We going with another project quarterback in round 2. Come on, man. Come on.
No,
Rattler was your project last year.
But they like Rattler though.
Rattler sucks.
I don't see why.
Rattler's terrible.
Willie, are you a Saints fan?
Yes.
One of the biggest.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. It warms my heart that y'all are believing in Spencer Rattler to go. It warms my heart that y'all believe in Spencer Rattler.
I said it did.
It warms my heart. I can't wait to see the Saints suck again.
I said it did. I said it did. Rattler is trash. And everybody keep telling me, oh, give him a fresh shot. The team was hurt. No, Rattler was trash last season. Come on now, man. And another year?
Yeah. Well, he didn't play the whole year. So
no, he didn't. But in today's NFL, you need solid quarterback play to win. And he's not a solid quarterback. He's not. The days you having a Trent Dilfer and depending on your running game and your defense, them days over.
Hey, the fact that the Cowboys stuck with Dak and the fact that the Saints stuck with Rattler warms my heart, because those two teams I hate the most, bro. I absolutely hate those two teams. Being from Texas and being a Houston Texans fan, when the Saints won and all them years they was good and they was going around in school screaming who that in everybody's face, I couldn't stand them. And y'all already know how I feel about the Cowboys. That don't even need to be fucking explained on this show.
No, nobody like the Cowboys.
No.
Y'all saw that little meme going around on TikTok about the Cowboys?
The Chargers are taking a lot of time. I think they're going to trade out this pick.
They might. No, there was a meme going around on TikTok because it sound the Cowboys signed Joe Hendry.
Sorry, who?
Joe Hendry. The Cowboys signed Joe Hendry.
Yo, that's wild.
I don't doubt it. Shit. Mike.
Hey, Willie, you got to turn away. I'm sorry. If you're not a WWE fan, you're not going to stand.
WWE. Joe Hendry, hey, World Heavyweight Champ. He got RKO by Randy Orton this past.
That's the great man. I'm sorry, Joe. That's the greatest gimmick in pro wrestling right now. The greatest gimmick.
Yeah, but I love the match though. I love the match. It was great.
Me too. That wasn't a squash match, by the way. That
No.
wasn't a squash match. That helped
no.
Joe a lot.
For sure.
Loved
For
it.
sure.
Loved
But
it.
fellas, as we discussed the first round, or as Willie, discussed his Saints and their lack of getting a quarterback in the first round. Just quick light before we get to all the heavy stuff later. Quick thoughts about the first round. Surprises, non-surprises, expectations. Mel, I'm gonna start with you.
Surprises. Oh, Jacksonville making the trade to go up and get Travis.
Like I didn't say that much.
Yeah, but I didn't think that would happen. So there's that. Mason Graham going to the Browns. That did not. I think nobody really saw that.
I thought Carter was going there.
Right. So I think that's what kind of threw another monkey wrench in all of this, because the Giants didn't think Abdul Carter was going to fall to them. So
Hey, they strengthened in the strength because they already got a good defensive line.
True.
Yeah, but I mean, they still needed for whatever reason, they don't believe in Thibodeau. I think Thibodeau is very good.
I think he's good.
But they're basically moving him to just like a third down pass rusher.
Right.
Yeah. Which is crazy, Martise, how we feeling, man?
Man, I gotta tag along with the Jacksonville trade. I think that was going to be the headliner for sure, because Travis Hunter is a generational talent, type of player. And if you look at the way that he honestly brings talent to that offense and defensive side, they need help on both sides. And Trevor Lawrence is not a bad quarterback. And then, adding him as a weapon, I think that's going to be a pretty big plus. But overall, the other thing is just looking at what the Steelers are doing. I mean, they're still quarterbackless, and I think they might go with Aaron Rodgers because they're not going to get a chance to get Shador with the Browns having 2 picks in the second round. Looking at what's going on right now, it doesn't look like he's going to get an opportunity.
Jackson Darter's still out there too.
Jackson Darter is definitely still out there.
The Chargers are taking a long time to take this.
Jackson pick just came in.
Oh, it just came in.
Yep, and I think they just took Marion Hampton.
Makes sense.
Damn.
Makes sense, but damn.
No,
really?
No, Jim. Yeah. He can run that ball.
He can tote that zone though.
Yeah,
he can tote that zone for sure.
Harbaugh gonna run that ball. Harbaugh gonna run that ball.
It makes sense that they need a running back because you lost old boy, so he should play for Baltimore. So,
but I thought that they would have went Will Johnson here because they could have got Cam Scotterbo in the second round.
Yeah, I would have went Will Johnson myself. I don't know why teams are so scared. He missed 2 games, people. 2 games.
That Green Bay takes Will here because there are reports that Jair is not supposed to return.
I think they're going to go receiver.
You think?
That'd be
they let the NFL in drops.
But they stacked that receiver. I like all the young kids.
I'll say this though.
Let's look at it this way. If we recap what happened the last 2 seasons with Green Bay, they had a chance to beat the Eagles. They're the only team that really gave them a rough patch before to back up performance.
And to back up your point, they had a lot of receivers miss a lot of games.
Everybody was hurt. Yeah,
everybody was hurt. Yeah.
And this would be the first time, I think, in 20 plus years that the Packers have picked up a receiver in the first round. I mean, they don't have the best pick. I mean, they can stack on that defense, but look at the division that they're in. They need a receiver.
Yeah.
But I like Watson. Yeah. I like Dontavius Wicks. I like
Reed.
They're young, but I like them.
Yeah, they're young. They have a lot to obviously
just need to stay healthy.
Yeah, that's no problem right there.
I think this pick puts more pressure on their franchise than any other pick right now because this is going to change the trajectory of their team. Because their team is already young.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
And could change that division if JJ don't equal to being what they think he's going to be.
That's a fair point.
That's a good one.
That's a really fair point. Willie, how are we feeling about this first round? I know you had, your quarrels with your team and the Saints, but outside of that, how are we feeling about this first round so far?
Man, I'm upset. I'm pissed off. I do have a pro. I do like Tate McMillan over to the Carolina Panthers.
I do like that.
Give him another target. He needs every target he can get. But I'm just upset that my Saints went with that pick. You could have got him at 40. If you really wanted him that bad, you could have moved up from 40 to 33 and put them in. The second round lineman. I don't understand how you're gonna let go. And maybe I'm overstating Shador, but I think he's gonna be a generational talent in the league. I really do. And for them to pass that up for a second season of Spencer Rattler, that's just a huge mistake. Huge mistake. Now, the only way that they can really fix it, if you move up, get Jackson Dart in the second round, you got your lineman, you got Jackson Dart. Okay, I can live with that. But anything other than that, nope.
Right.
I'm not gonna tolerate it. Don't get no running back, don't get no receiver. Nope, not gonna tolerate it.
Well, you probably need a receiver too.
At some point.
But the receiver draft and the running back draft is really deep.
Yeah, you can get them in the rounds 3 and 4.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Go ahead.
Saints need as many playmakers as possible. Remember, guys, they're one of the older teams in the league. They need youth and playmakers as much as possible.
How would you feel if they did go offensive weapon, but y'all ended up getting Jalen Milroe later?
You know what? No one's presented that to me. I might be all right with that. He's a project, but
true.
Again, now you're looking at.
But I think it's a better project than fucking
than Rattler. Sure.
Yeah. My issue with this, where did all this love for Jackson Dart come from all of a sudden? You didn't.
No, Jackson. He's legit.
Jackson's legit, and I think where the Jackson Dart narrative came from, right? Ole Miss was a really formidable team early on in the season. Now, around week 8 or 9, that's when they started.
And he did improve each season he was there. So
that's true. And we got to remember he did start off the USC under Link. So he does have that, that offensive prowess. But I think a lot of what Ole Miss did got overlooked because of the bad loss that they took. And then after that, you kind of fell off. But once you look at the tape, Dart is legit. Like the boy can play.
But I think more or less the real reason why the ascension of Jackson Dart is the hate of Shador.
Yeah, I agree. I think so too. And I don't get it.
I think it's that, and
I don't get it.
That with Quinn Ewers just not being that good.
He's trash.
I mean, everybody keeps telling me nepotism. Nepotism exists everywhere.
No. Do you know? I had to tell because somebody was like, "Well, what does Shador do?" I'm gonna get into it tomorrow for sure.
We are,
but I'm like, you got to understand, Shador Sanders is the 5th all-time leading passer in Colorado football history.
Yep.
He's first in touchdown passes, first in QBR. He's the most decorated football player in that program's history. And he's only played 2 seasons.
Even more decorated than Cordell Stewart, who did more.
The thing about the Shador thing, right? Everybody talks about the nepotism thing. Everybody talks about, him not having an offensive line, holding on to the ball so too long, yada, yada, this and this and that. Bro, the man is the most accurate quarterback in the draft.
Yep.
That tells me everything I need to know. Like, if I can get a quarterback who's poised in the pocket and can deliver the ball accurately on a consistent basis,
and he did it. But the thing about it is, he did it with a bad offensive line. Imagine if you gonna put him behind a good NFL offensive line.
Yep.
With an NFL running back. Come on. Now.
I'm gonna throw another quick statistic out there. We're talking about the highest QB completion percentage, and we're also talking about the most sacked quarterback in college football. Those two statistics by itself should speak more volumes to the scout report, because realistically, whether he's playing with a Heisman or not, there's generational talent on every team.
Yep.
on every team. And in this position, I know he's going to get judged a lot because of his name. It don't matter how high he goes. It's really where he goes. If you give that guy an offensive line,
he can
you're
make it
probably
happen.
talking about your team could be Super Bowl contenders in the next 2 to 3 years.
Yep.
Hello.
Yep.
That's why I said. That's why I said if he went to the Steelers, Super Bowl in 2 years.
And if Mr. Moore had him and could develop him, man, he could have been balls out. He could have been balls out, but we'll never know now.
If anything, there needs to be a team that needs to trade up high in the second round.
Yeah.
Because if the Browns got the first and the third pick, they'll be silly not to take them. And to be honest with you, I don't think the Browns is a good fit for Shador.
No, the Browns not a good fit for no quarterback.
Nope.
And they're going to take
him. Raiders are at 5, and
they're going to take him. They're not going to pass up on him 3 times.
They got Kenny Pickett to strictly hand the ball off.
Because it's not even that. And then, like I said, I'm taken away from inside the huddle for tomorrow, but whatever. Kevin Stefanski's offense is trash. It's a quarterback nightmare because it's a system-based offense. It doesn't allow its playmakers to be playmakers. That's why none of the quarterbacks look good. It's because in situations, you just got to be able to be like, I'm going to get so-and-so the ball. That's why Odell didn't work there. That's why Jarvis Landry didn't work there. That's why Amari Cooper didn't work there. That's why they just let Elijah Moore go, because you can't, like, good, really talented people cannot thrive in that offense because if they don't, there's certain times in the game where you like get 13 the ball.
Speak on.
And he doesn't do that.
Yep. Speak on.
Okay, so as far as playmakers, you're talking about wide receivers.
No, and quarterbacks, because he doesn't allow the quarterbacks to do. The reason why Joe Flacco did good, because Joe Flacco is going to do exactly what you told him to do. That's it.
Game manager. Game manager.
He's not going to go outside. I'm going to throw
a wild call out there. I wouldn't be surprised if the Rams picked up Shador.
Me and my boy just talked about that. I can't see that though.
They won't, because they signed Jimmy G to that big ass contract.
Yeah, I can't see that though.
If you think about it, when opportunities become available, they seize themselves. You look at they were already contemplating getting rid of Matthew Stafford, not because he wasn't good enough. It was just they were contemplating their future.
My only thing is, if that was your plan, then why would you sign Jimmy G to all that money?
I would have waited.
I would have waited on that. Yeah, I would have waited on that.
Number one, I'm not a fan of Jimmy G. No, I'm not a fan of Jimmy G. And number two, if you're the Rams and you got Matthew Stafford, why not get a quarterback from the draft that you can develop? Because it doesn't make any sense to sign a veteran quarterback that you can't develop anymore. I mean, yes, granted, Jimmy G made it to a Super Bowl with San Francisco or whatever. But I mean, like, I don't think anybody here will sit here and say that year Jimmy G made to the Super Bowl, he was a top 15 quarterback. I don't think anybody here would argue that.
No. If that was your plan, I would let Jimmy G walk.
But then also, I don't believe. I mean, I guess it kind of goes to what you were saying, Martinez. It's like, who would have? I don't think anybody would think Shador would still be on the board right now.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I didn't.
Because
I know I did.
Let's be honest. Let's take away the draft. Let's take away Aaron Rodgers. What quarterback is available?
Russell.
My point. So that's why you sign a guy like Jimmy. You don't know the simulations. I'm sure they can find
who did the
something to
Packers
trade him away.
Who was that?
Matthew Golden.
Really?
Yep.
Damn.
What position is that?
Receiver.
So Green Bay got a receiver, right?
Yeah.
He was right.
You was right.
That's crazy.
Okay.
To that young boy, man. That's why.
Let me throw this out here really quick. Think about how big of a boom that would be to put Shador Sanders, that name, in LA with that offensive line, with that receiving core. Just think about securing the future. That's worth signing him regardless of what you pay Jimmy. It don't matter.
But you tied up because you extended Stafford and you gave him money and you gave Jimmy G money.
And you just picked Devontae Adams.
But
and you paid Devontae.
To be honest with you, they were a play away from the Super Bowl.
You might be in Cap Hill for a minute, but I get you.
They were a play away from the Super Bowl. I mean, they're not. How many chances do they need?
Unless I do not the unthinkable, I call Miami and be like, "What you want for Stafford?"
You can make a lot of moves,
or you see if you can restructure Jimmy G.
Yeah, you can look at it as like pointless to keep him, but they still end up having like so much trade arsenal where they can find something by the end of the season and they're going to be fine either way. They don't need a lot of pieces. They don't.
You got Puka. You got Puka until he's at least 30 because he said he's going to retire when he's 30. So we'll see.
You just got Devontae.
Yeah, I just got Devontae. Yep.
Fair. I wouldn't be surprised. I'm not even gonna lie to you.
No,
they need to look at tight end because your boy ain't getting no younger.
If you look at the remaining,
they could take a boy from Bowling Green.
Yeah.
True.
They need to look at tight end for real.
I'm definitely annoyed that the Giants didn't at least. I don't know. They got to take at least a quarterback in this draft, and the fact they didn't take Shador in the first round kind of just makes me sad. They're gonna wait till next season.
Nah,
and the reason why is because your defense is pretty much okay. Your front line is pretty much okay right now, to where you could have drafted around your defensive line for the first round. But goddamn, man, it sucks. Like, yes, I'm a Texans fan, but I like the Giants too. It sucks to be a Giants fan right now because they really banged everything on Daniel Jones last year when they. Well, I think the Giants are fine. I like Tracy. You got Russell Wilson. Probably draft another receiver. I'm sorry. I don't believe in Russell Wilson at all, dog. I just.
Why not?
I just don't. It's just like at this point, because I keep thinking they're just interchanging veteran. They're going to keep interchanging veteran quarterbacks for a while.
No,
instead of trying to build
have
one.
A better season with the Giants than he did with the Steelers, bro. I think you overthink it.
I'm not going to dispute that. I'm not going to dispute that part. Okay. Because I'm a
Seahawks fan. I know we all got our team. I'm a Seahawks fan.
I'm not going to dispute that because I mean it's not a thing to upgrade from Daniel Jones. Let's be clear.
No, I think honestly, they get significantly. If they can go get another weapon opposite Malik Neighbors,
I agree with that.
That offense starts to look a little better. Not a little bit better. It just looks way better.
And plus, that coaching staff is playing for his life right now.
They're
playing for their life right now.
That whole front office.
I also thought maybe they would have took Ashton Gentry too, but they didn't. So
Tracy is good.
The Tracy is good.
Tracy's real good.
He is.
He's not Ashton Gentry. He's not Ashton Gentry. No.
Hey, listen though.
Let me say this.
The reason why I say that is because y'all saw what the Falcons did last year, right?
What is happening?
But they can still go get the kid from Ohio State.
Of course.
That's a good. That's actually a good pick for the Vikings.
I get it. I get it with the Giants taking the best available player.
They just traded back
in the draft.
Who?
I feel like they took the best available player at that time.
What is
probably the best move.
This might be Shador.
This might be Shador. What is happening?
This might be Shador.
Who they trade with?
They traded with Houston.
This might be Shador.
No, it's not. It's Houston. It's not Houston. It's definitely not Shador.
No, Houston traded
the Giants. They traded the Giants. Yeah, it might be Shador.
This is Shador.
It might be Shador.
Yep.
This is Shador.
What is happening?
I'm thinking so too. I'm thinking this is Shador.
What is happening?
This is Shador. Yep.
Shador going to the Giants?
Yep.
Like I said, Brian Dable playing for his life. He playing for his life.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
He ain't the big. And he ain't the big.
They got to come in somewhere.
And he ain't the Big Apple too. Heavy medium, man. You got to do something.
Yep.
Because listen, they got to pick up QB killers because all they playing against is some of the best QBs right now.
Yep.
Who they take?
You got to pick up QB killers.
Who they take?
It got to be Shador Dart.
It's got to be Shador.
Either Shador or Dart, but I'm thinking it's Shador.
Because you're not moving. If they taking Jackson Dart.
I'll be damn.
There's no way.
Bro,
hey, I will flip everything over in this bitch if they take Jackson Dart. Shut up.
I'm gonna cut this fucking live off. I'm gonna tell you that right now.
Shut up.
In the goddamn show.
I'll cut this shit off.
I'm leaving. Listen, I'm leaving this motherfucker right now and going to the country bar.
If they take Jackson Dart, if you take Jackson Dart, the Raiders better fucking trade up right after this and take Shador.
Oh shit!
Because they just showed Jackson. They just showed Jackson Dart.
Yeah, and this is.
I don't think that's a bad move for him though. Still.
This is absurd.
Even though I like Shador, I don't think Jackson Dart is
No, I like Jackson Dart. Trust me, I don't.
Yeah.
Not over Shador though. Just
no. But you, like I said, I don't think Shador should go to New York. To throw that out there.
Why?
I don't think that's a good pick for him.
There's only one quarterback that would be able to handle New York.
I just feel like historically, every move that the Giants make,
Jackson Dart's not built for that.
The Giants, you're not going to be in the Super Bowl contention for a very, very, very long time.
This is crazy. If this
Jackson
is
Dart will crush under that pressure. Y'all realize that media in New York is a pressure cooker.
I'm following you. I'm listening to you. I'm following you. Don't worry. I'm listening.
That media scrutiny is going to be a pressure cooker.
I don't think Shador should go to a team with that because the Giants are going to put him at Jesus level. I think Shador needs to go to a team that can open up for him.
But he's cool with
so
that.
I mean,
my only
no matter what. Let me say one more thing. Shador makes the best. He's getting better everywhere he goes, no matter what his situation is. He makes the possible. I don't see this kid being better than Cam Ward his first year. By year 2, 3, 4, I do see him being better. I do.
I think Cam's going to be a bust. That's just me.
I don't think Cam's going to be a bust.
Hey, Mel,
you remember?
Let me ask you a question, Mel. Do you feel how it wasn't Mel Kiper? I can't think of this guy's name. When Barry Melrose said, "Hey, Johnny Manziel is going to be a bust." Do you feel that same way? When he broke it down and everybody told him he was crazy?
Yeah, because Cam, look, I watched him when he was at Washington State. And is he a good quarterback? Yes. He's got too many bad things about him that it's just not going to translate to the pros. It's just not.
And it's not just that, because I sort of kind of second that with what you said. Not only that, I don't trust the Titans to put the talent around him to be successful. You just picked up an old Tyler Lockett.
And then there's that part of it.
I mean, I don't trust them to put the talent around him.
Right. Like, I don't see, he's got Shador's attitude without Shador's production.
Right.
And I don't like that.
My problem with Cam Ward at the end of the day is the Johnny Manziel thing, and people can say whatever they want to, right? But I don't think he has good decision making. I don't think he has good leadership qualities. I think that Miami team was more talented than people gave him credit for.
They underplayed how talented that Miami team is.
They did.
Right.
They did.
And they underperformed. And I think people undersell how important a quarterback is in college and in the pros. And I feel like Cam Ward wasn't a good enough leader to lead that team even better in Miami to be better than what they were. And he made too many mental mistakes and too many X's and O's mistakes is what I think Cam Ward did. He had too many X's and O's mistakes that were rookie mistakes that you should be able to catch right off the rip. And I don't like it. And I'm not saying that I'm not saying he can't evolve and be a better quarterback than college. I am saying he won't be a superstar quarterback, and he won't be a franchise changer. He might be he might be a good quarterback in the NFL. He might be a pretty good quarterback in the NFL, win games, get to the playoffs and things like that. But I don't think he's the guy you're looking for to change your franchise.
Plus, he's gonna have to.
I would say this. I think that he got the worst team he could possibly go to. I think Cam Ward could be possibly great, but I think
my cousin
they got him.
My cousin just shook his head.
Dart.
They took Jackson Dart. That's crazy.
Well,
they took Jackson Dart.
They took Jackson
what's his fate? DeVito gone. You ain't gonna have 4 quarterbacks on your roster.
That's gonna be all on ESPN tomorrow.
Crazy, dog.
And Shadira still ain't been picked, bruh.
He gonna be like I told you. He gonna be pissing fire when he gets drafted.
He to come to the Raiders because when he gets on the field, everybody's gonna pay it. I need that. Let me ask you this. Moo. Let me ask you this. One of the things I read from the scouts was the fact that Shadira don't like to throw the tight ends.
What?
So what does that fair? For what does that fair for Brock Bowers?
He had one of the best tight ends in the country.
Mm-hmm.
I still think Shador going to the Browns, man.
Oh my goodness gracious! Okay,
if I'm the Browns, I ain't turning them down. Turning them down.
Well,
here's the crazy part. You get 2 shots before the Raiders.
Atlanta traded.
Round. You gonna take them?
Atlanta traded.
Look at all the money they doing to that team.
Atlanta traded back in from the Rams. They traded back in from the Rams.
Yep.
What if Atlanta? Nah, they ain't gonna do it.
So what's Atlanta's probably going to go get Will Johnson.
Yeah, they probably get Will Johnson. They need secondary help.
That would make the most sense.
They already got a nice secondary.
Yeah, but you put him with AJ Terrell.
I'm not saying they shouldn't. I'm just saying it just makes more sense.
Shit, their secondary with AJ Terrell.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Will Johnson, fucking Jesse Bates and Justin Simmons.
Yep, that's good.
That's the LOB of the South right now.
Matthew Judon on the line. Oh goodness gracious,
that's crazy.
So how does he become a Texas fan and a Giants fan? You just like the colors?
First of all, let's be clear here. Hey, since I'm gonna educate you, okay? Since you asked, I don't want to talk to you like you hating. You just want to know the explanation, right?
Oh my god!
All right, so here's what's going on. All right, as a 7-year-old kid, Houston didn't have a team because the Oilers were gone.
The Oilers weren't there.
The Oilers went to Tennessee. When I was 6 years old, Oilers went to Tennessee. So when I started watching football 7, 8 years old, the team I used to watch when Michael Strahan got drafted was the Giants. But then we got a team back in Houston. I was like, well, I gotta be a homer because now we have a team. So I'm a Texans fan. I still root for the Giants though, because that was the team I was backing when we didn't have a team here. That's all it is. Now, if the Texans and the Giants go against each other, it's fuck the Giants all day because I'm going for Houston. But that's the I still root for the Giants because that was the team I watched from 98 all the way to 2002 until the Texans debuted.
I respect it. No disrespect.
Hey, yeah. And of course,
I'm sorry.
Of course, I hated Peyton Manning, and I love to see his brother outshine his ass.
Don't everybody have
Eli. And Kurt Warner I loved Kurt Warner, and then he became the quarterback for the Giants. So I follow Kurt Warner too.
Don't everybody got a secondary team at some point?
Because Mons is the Raiders now.
So who's your primary?
I think we all may have a team that we may root for the season. But our team don't really do well. Because I used to like Carolina Panthers, and I feel like they should have had a few years and they should have just won it. You know what I'm saying? I was just rooting for him. I love when
Sean Alexander should have won it a couple of times, man. That team should have won a couple of times.
Since I mean, we go all the way to Matt Hasselbeck, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yep.
Yeah, before the stadium got blown up.
The Rams are just stockpiling picks.
Who's the quarterback when Seattle went to the Super Bowl with Alexander? Was that Jake Delhomme or was it Hasselbeck?
That was Hasselbeck.
That was Hasselbeck.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't think did Jalen Holmes ever play for the Seahawks?
Because I know he
Panthers. Yeah, he played for the Panthers, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I was thrown off with that. Yeah. Marcus Trufant was my favorite Seahawks player.
That was my guy.
You know, I think there was underrated players like Deion Branch. I don't think he hit his roses and what he did.
Yep.
You know, for a long period of time. Yeah. I mean, there was a team with grit. You know.
Hey Mel, you know Steve Largent. You know what it is, Mel.
Oh, that goes way back.
Sure, the original Kurt Warner.
Yeah, the original John Lynch.
Steve Largent was a monster. You understand me? Yo,
Pierce Jr. goes.
Hey, Moo. Did you see when they put the?
They didn't even take Will Johnson. This
is craziness, man. He's falling again.
Hey, Moo, did you see my post in the group where it was like the saltine wide receivers of all time, and they did not have Steve Largent on the Mount Rushmore, and I was like, they had Julian Edelman, Jordy Nelson, but they didn't have Steve Largent, and I was like, yo, Steve Largent better than all of them.
So no Steve Largent, no Ricky Prohl.
Nope.
They don't know what they're talking about. See, that's how people don't know. That's how I know people don't know football. No joke. They probably didn't have Ed McCaffrey.
No Ed McCaffrey, no Don.
They didn't know. Everybody was in that shit. Like, why is Ed McCaffrey up there?
Stupid.
Hey, man, what if Shiloh get picked before him, man? You know what I'm
saying? He might.
At this point,
this draft has been weird.
I mean, I think people overestimated the media hype. I think there's something in the scout report or the Columbine or these private workouts that didn't go as well as people think.
No,
I don't know what's going on because I think the door should have been gone, bro.
This is pure hate. This is pure hate.
This has to be pure hate because I have no idea.
Hey Mel, here we go. Mount Rushmore of saltine wide receivers: Julian Edelman, Wes Welker, Jordy Nelson, and Cooper Kupp.
No. Well, only because I can see Cooper because he got the Triple Crown.
I'm not mad at Cooper Kupp.
Have to go by era.
I'm not mad at Cooper Kupp, but the fact that Steve Largent went on this list, it made me go. It made me go.
That's
ape shit.
Disrespectful.
Yeah.
What y'all talking about? Greatest white wide receivers of all time?
Yeah. Fucking Don Hudson.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Hey, anybody?
Hey, don't forget about Wes Welker.
Anybody?
They got Wes Welker. They got Wes Welker on the list.
Oh, you did?
The list I got right here was Julian Edelman, Wes Welker, Jordy Nelson, and Cooper Kupp.
What's his name? He had some nasty routes. Was it Renfro? I can't think of
Hunter
his name.
Renfro. Hunter Renfro.
My boy Hunter, man.
Shit. They don't got Lance Allworth on there? Nope.
That's disrespectful.
What you said? Is who on there?
Lance Allworth.
That's disrespectful.
That's what I'm saying. These young boys don't know what they're talking about.
No, because they just know football that they watch. That's all.
Right.
Which they barely watch.
McCaffrey was a dog. I just want to let y'all know.
Yeah,
he was.
You just got.
Hey, they don't. You know, it's funny you bringing his name up. He used to play for the Broncos. He played for the Patriots, I think, a year or two. He went to my high school when I was a kid, man. Actually, I'm not even trying to make this story up. It's funny you brought his name up. He let us all see a Super Bowl ring, and he won with the Patriots, bro. Crazy.
Ed was that dude.
Yeah.
No,
he was that dude.
Ed cold in the motherfucker, bro.
Yeah, he was that dude.
Christian just ain't get good overnight, dog. Ain't got lucky. Nah, absolutely not.
You can tell that his daddy used to beat his butt, man. The way he makes him run the ball.
For sure.
This drive is crazy. All right, let's get to the Shannon Sharpe shit.
Yeah.
While
I'm gonna sit out on this one.
The Ravens, my boy, he did a real good cooking session last night. If you want to hear his thoughts, please tap into the Gentleman's Talk episode that was shot and aired last night. It was the reason why he can't reiterate his thoughts is because it was too real. It was off the dome, wasn't nothing rehearsed, wasn't nothing, you know what I'm saying, scripted. It came straight from the heart, straight from the soul. So asking him to repeat something like that
not would
be
it would be.
But I got you, DJ. But I got you.
I know. Oh yeah, I know you got me. I know you got me.
We got you covered today. So while we're on a commercial break, the Ravens pick is in. We're waiting for that. Let's go ahead and talk about this Shannon Sharpe stuff, man. Let's go ahead and get into it. Mel, care to kick us off?
No. See, I'm going to pass it because Matisse, he hit me up and was like, "Yo,
we can do that.
This is what I need to do tomorrow." And I was like, "It's crazy," because I was gonna hit you up any goddamn way. So, brother, take it.
It's so many ways to land off this topic, but I'm going to start off by saying this first. Shannon Sharpe is really playing with fire, and he doesn't seem like he's slowing down not one bit, man. And I think as a not just as a black man, but as a person, you got to know when you need to respect the community that watches you and really address like the seriousness that comes behind it, because Disney owns ESPN. Mm-hmm. He already got the first slap on the wrist when he had his little alleged audio tape that we
the Mama Shell,
right?
Mm-hmm. Mama Shell.
And it's like they made fun of it.
Mama Shell.
It wasn't a big deal, right? Then he had Nightcap. They selling shirts. This is Mama Shell. Blah blah blah.
We all yell Mama Shell like it's in 5.
It was dope. It was like, you know what? It's man. You know he wild. Let's keep it moving. This BDSM relationship he has with a woman that's 30 years younger than him. I don't know where play talking about choking you in public becomes acceptable, because if you don't think that's wrong, bro, what do you think is wrong? You know what I'm saying? If this ain't the red light,
look, his phone, his own TV was like, shut it down.
His own monitor said it's too spicy.
Look, I'll just so I'll attack some of his stuff. The problem, the role playing stuff, we're not even supposed to know nothing about that.
Nope.
What you do behind closed doors in your crib or in your personal life, that has nothing to do with us. Nothing. So there's that part of it. So the way I go into this, I'm not one of the people who care about the age thing, because these are two consenting adults. If you can't say, well, she's 19. The bitch has an OnlyFans. Okay? She is a sex worker. This is what she does. So all of that stuff goes out the window. This is not some, she's young and she's naive and all this. No, she's a businesswoman.
Facts.
Okay? She was using him for money. He was using her for sex.
The box.
That's what it is. Okay? So, and all of the women out there, he's a predator, he's this, he's that. So what is Dre and Michelle then?
Boy, Mel, you better speak on that shit. Speak on it.
What is Dre and Michelle? What is it? So isn't Anthony Edwards going through predatory shit right now?
He is. And they ain't gonna talk. But them women ain't gonna talk about that though. Them women ain't gonna talk about that though.
We're not gonna Gabrielle Union and Dwayne Wade.
Yep, another one. Yep, they ain't gonna talk about that neither.
I can run them down for you. Didn't Tracy Ellis Ross just say she dates younger men? Younger men?
Mm-hmm.
Talk about it, Mel. Talk about it. Talk about it.
Say it again. Say it again.
If this is what we're gonna do, if we're going, because y'all love equality, right? So
would it work for them?
Have the same energy going down the line. That's all
Would it work for them? They love equality.
Can y'all fill me in a little bit? Sorry, I ended up getting interrupted, man.
Oh no, I was just kind of filling in while you was on the phone. It was just like, I get that the BDSM, whatever that shit is that you use acronyms and shit that I don't use. I don't know that shit.
Yeah, I try to keep it clean, man. You don't know who's listening.
But the thing about it is, we weren't supposed to know about none of that. That's his personal life. So look, if you into the freakiness, hey, be as freaky as you want in your personal life. We're not supposed to know nothing about it. So I can't even judge you on that. And at the end of the day, this woman, because she is a woman, I don't care if she's 19 or not, because she has an OnlyFans. She is a S worker. This is what she does.
Preach, boy! I tell you what.
Say it again.
Like, she's not this innocent. Oh, this big black dude. No, she was playing the game. She knew what she was doing. She got upset, and the crazy thing about it is, all you had to do is read the court documents. That's all you had to do. Everybody was saying, "Oh, well, Shannon was taking advantage of her." No. She thought she was in an actual relationship until the Instagram thing went public, because she thought she was the only one.
Preach, Mel.
When she found out she wasn't the only one, look, I say this all the time when it comes to these cases with men and women. Regret and the other word are not the same thing.
Talk about it.
Separate.
I want to say something else. I agree with you, but I still think as a player or whatever your position may be, you should be old enough to know what you should and shouldn't do. And I'm putting the lines on the NDA. You should have had that sign. You shouldn't have to worry about this situation at all. You should be more clean with your dirt. If you're doing whatever you're doing, you're juggling too many media platforms to get somebody that much power that has nothing to lose.
No, but I think the problem is this is we're in a war as black men. We're in a war. And women, not just black women, just women in general, white, black, Asian, doesn't matter. They have the upper hand when it comes to situations like this. Because what happens is they're not going to stop doing stuff like this until there are repercussions for your actions.
Yep. Exactly.
Talk about it, Mel. Talk about it.
Exactly.
And then we can just take the guy who's handling the case, Tony Busby.
Jackass.
This is what he does.
Yep.
He just got the Jay-Z case dropped because he's an idiot. Trying to get money out of Jay-Z. Remember, he's the same lawyer that got all those girls on Deshaun Watson that they had to get dismissed.
Yep.
So this is what he does. So not only does she have the checkered past, not checkered past, but the checkered background of being an OnlyFans model, but you also have the ambulance chasing Tony Busby as your lawyer.
I also want to say I support everything that you're saying. I understand that as black men, we are at war. I also think that we have to have a different type of intelligence to be aware that we are at war. And with that being said, you got to do better with your legal team. You shouldn't have information such as trying to settle for $10 million.
No. See, no. His legal team already came out and said that's a lie. Because what happened was Tony Busby presented that to Shannon Sharpe and
he denied it.
And they said no.
Oh, so it's not the other way around. It wasn't
no.
He tried to settle for 10.
No.
Because there's some sources saying that he presented 10 million and then he denied it.
That's the way Tony Busby wants to. That's how when you're trying to paint a bad image of someone.
Okay.
You spin words. That's why his legal team came out and was like, nah. They presented money to us because they've been going back and forth since February. This is not new. They was in mediation back in
February. Rod?
The reason why it is where it is now is because Shannon Sharpe and his legal team was like, we're not paying you a dime.
That's where it should be. Yeah. That's where it should be.
Yeah.
Talk about it, Mel.
I had to look because when stuff like this comes up, I start digging, doing my research. I was like,
me too,
because I don't like how it always seems the second one of us reach a certain point. Because think about it, when Stephen A. signed his contract, the goofy girl come out talking crazy.
True.
Now that Shannon's getting ready to sign his deal, this dumb shit starts happening.
Yep.
Like, it's always like this, and it's weird as hell.
I still think Shannon Sharpe's still gonna get his bag regardless. It ain't gonna have to. It's not coming from ESPN. It's already coming from other sources.
Well, ESPN,
So
unfortunately, from what I read before we got on air, he has to. They're making him step away and step down because he violated the conduct clause. So I
forgot about that content. I forgot about that. Yeah.
Don't even think he's going to be on First Take anymore.
Yeah, I think he's done.
They say he's off of ESPN until preseason of NFL football.
Nah,
That's
he ain't
what
coming back. He ain't coming back.
That's what Shannon Sharpe team is announced. I don't know
Hey,
how
Moo.
true that is.
He ain't coming back.
Moo.
He done.
Shall I
You
remind them? Should I?
Absolutely.
Okay. I want to remind y'all of one thing. All right. And this is just a whatever, because I did go off last time in Gentleman's Talk, but I'm gonna do it in a more calm way this year because Mel is here, and I know Mel remembers this. Matrice, I'm pretty sure you remember this after I bring it up. Willie, I know you know this.
Martise.
Martise, after I bring it up, I'm pretty sure you remember this. Do y'all remember 2010 with Shannon Sharpe when he was on CBS Inside?
Yes.
There was a woman that came out and said, "Oh, I need to get a restraining order because Shannon Sharpe is doing this, and this with sexual allegations." Do y'all remember that?
Mm-hmm. I'll bring you one, but I will bring you even current date with the Joy Taylor situation. The hairstylist, they asked her specifically about Shannon, and she said no. Of everybody that was there, Shannon was the most professional person at Fox.
Hey, Moo, I ain't gonna lie. I'm mad I didn't bring that up last night. That's a real good point. I'm mad I didn't bring that up last night. But all I'm saying is,
throw something else out there? Oh, go ahead, my bad.
All I'm saying is they dropped this story on Shannon Sharpe, and then the very next day, CBS came out and was like, "Oh, retract," because now that we got the whole story a day later, the cops dropped all the charges. They dropped the restraining order and all that against Shannon Sharpe and put it against the woman that was there. You think he gonna put himself? I don't think he'll put himself in this situation again. No, I just don't.
I don't either. I really don't.
Did y'all hear what Matt Barnes said?
Say it again.
Did y'all hear what Matt Barnes had said? Or the audio that leaked out about Matt Barnes? Supposedly Matt Barnes said that there's a group chat where Shaquille O'Neal is asking basically like a hit out and paying people to find dirt on Shannon Sharpe. So supposedly there's a beef, a silent beef between Shannon Sharpe and Shaq.
I believe it. Because Shaq has done
something that Shaq has said about
Shaq has done that before.
He petty as hell. I believe it.
Yeah, Shaq has done that before.
I believe it.
I believe that for sure.
Yeah, because what happens is a guy like Shannon, you know, it's hard for people to, if you don't follow it, you don't really know how much he's been on his grind. So a lot of people believe it just happened overnight. And a lot of people are jealous of what he has become. So, and with jealousy, with all of these things, it comes, well, that he can't be good everywhere. You know, there's got to be some dirt somewhere. Because remember, for a minute, he's gay. They've been trying desperately to get something on him. They've been trying desperately.
He beat the gay.
Huh?
He beat the gay allegations.
He did.
Yeah. So now you beat the gay allegations. So now you're an abuser.
That's the war that we're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
That's the war that we're talking about.
Think about it. Yep. Jonathan Majors, same thing.
And it make it so bad he got exonerated. But when he got exonerated, the people that was crucified him weren't there for the exoneration.
Mm-hmm.
He was supposed to be stacking centers.
Right. They wasn't there for the exoneration, but they there for the prosecution. And that's a damn shame. That man was innocent.
And it's where we have to, like, I agree with you, Martise. It's like we do have to be better as men in understanding the situations that we're getting ourselves into. But it's so hard because on a day in and day out basis, it's everybody. It's not like you can't trust your homie to your left, your homie to your right. You can't trust the girl over there, the girl over there. Like, your head has to be on the swivel so much that at some point you're going to get dizzy.
And that is the reason why I don't feel like we're in a war, fellas. I've never felt like we're in a war, because in a war, there has to be two forms of attacks, right? We have to be attacking on both fronts, right? Somebody has to attack on one front, the other person has to attack on another front, right? It's the definition of war, right? Us men are under attack, dog.
Right. That's
we are literally sitting idly by back. We're not doing shit, but we're under attack, especially successful black men. And that's the problem that I have, right? Because every single time a black man reaches the pinnacle of his career, it's the first allegation that comes out.
Yeah.
Every single time.
True.
Right? Every single time. And this narrative, right? All that we constantly hear. Black men are this, black men are that, black men are this, black men are that, right? How are we supposed to feel like we're not under attack, right? Because there's no attack on the other side. We're not sitting there going at black women. We're not sitting there going at women. Oh, women are this, women are that, blah, 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 all the shit like that, right? We never started, right? We're always under attack, and then we have to retaliate or defend ourselves in most cases. But the thing that's always interesting to me when it comes to this is it's always yes until it's no, right? Which is always an interesting concept, because everything was all honky-dory with the text messages, with the consent, with this and this and that. But as soon as you get your feelings hurt, now everything changes. A wise man once told me, and excuse me for being vulgar here, ain't nothing more dangerous than a desperate bitch.
Most dangerous woman on the planet. Like, look, they tell you ain't no. What's the old saying? Ain't nothing. Hell have no fury like a woman scorned.
Like a woman scorned. Exactly. So when you dealing, and this is the reason why I can understand where Martise is coming from and where Mel's coming from, because as men we have to be more responsible in who we're dealing with. And I get where Mel's coming from. It's like, were you looking at fucking all corners of the goddamn world, and I'm going like this? Mm-hmm. Like, I got blurry vision at that point. Because, you know what I mean? What can I do?
Because it's hard. Because you got to think about it. It's hard. Like, you expect the outsiders to fuck with you. It's a whole nother thing when it's the person that's next to you that's fucking with you.
Right.
When it's somebody that looks like you. And that's my biggest problem that I have with this whole thing, right? Is because whenever something happens like this, it's always people that look like us that are the first to
kick us in the ass. Kick us in the ass.
Yep.
They throw us away the quickest. They cast the worst judgment and they throw us away the quickest, right? And even you, and I watched the Jonathan Majors interview with Cam Newton, and hearing how he opened up, right? And
Mel, that was a dope interview.
It was a dope ass interview, right? And this is the reason why I'm glad you brought that up, Mel, because he brings it up in his interview, right? Mm-hmm. Talks about his friends, talks about the family, talks about the people that abandoned him when he was at his lowest point, right? And the problem that I have with that ultimately is nobody ever waits until it's all said and done.
Right.
Throw out their opinions and throw out and cast judgment and he's guilty, he's this.
Talk about it, Moo.
You don't know that. You don't fucking know that.
Hey, Moo, this is what we talk about every week on Gentleman's Talk. That court of public opinion. You're going to look stupid without the facts.
Yeah, that shit will always forever irritate me, bro, because nobody that want to sit up there and cast judgment was there involved in the situation. And the thing that gets me is you have a whole bunch of people that will act like they were there and act like, oh, well, I know. No, you don't. You don't know nothing. You don't know shit unless the only thing that you know is what the media is, what motherfuckers are telling you. Other than that, you don't know shit.
Disney should have stuck by that, man.
Sit back and wait for everything to come out and then present, and then you can come out and present your opinion. But before that, all of this, oh, well, he's automatically guilty. And then when the evidence does come out and they are innocent, right? And they are exonerated, right? The court of public opinion, oh, well, he's canceled. You've already canceled him in your mind before you even gave him a chance to really redeem himself in your head, because you've already made him guilty.
Yeah, because, and then
fair.
I'm gonna piggyback off of that because, and now this is what I'm gonna go to the black women side of this, because Keke Palmer had the interview first with Jonathan Majors, and she got punked into not posting the video and all that other nonsense, so she didn't do it. And then I went on Cam's page and I said, bro, what you did, salute to you. Because if we don't help us, ain't nobody gonna help us. And the interview he did with Cam was fire. Dope. Mm-hmm. And because what happens is I watched everybody, because the same thing happened with Jonathan Majors that's happening to Shannon Sharpe. It was, oh, that's what you get for messing with those white girls. Y'all don't have that same energy for black women who mess with white men.
You sure don't.
And we've seen, like, there might be some, and I don't want to do the tit for tat thing. Yeah, there've been some crazy stuff that happened to black men who dealt with white women, of course, but black men dealing with any woman is going to be crazy.
Hey, Moo, you know where I'm going with this.
But why don't we talk about the shit that happened with black women who deal with white men?
Well, Mel, I'm happy you brought that up, because Moo knows. Last night, I sat there and said, okay, and I think you will agree with this. Black women ain't listened to Monique for 2.5 years when she said she was wronged, and they're not listening to her when she said Tyler Perry and Oprah and this and this person is doing her wrong, right? Mm-hmm. But now all of a sudden they want to listen to her when she say, well, I told Shannon Sharpe he should do this and this. No, we don't want to hear that shit no more, because on the flip side, y'all wasn't listening to everything else. So because y'all wasn't listening to nothing else and everything else, when it came to this, and now it flipped to this, now we're supposed to listen to you. It don't work like that.
No, but because that's revisionist history. She was hating on Shannon when she said what she said.
Yes, I know that.
Okay.
Yeah, I know it was revisionist history. But I'm saying on the flip side now, what she was saying, all the black women was like, Monique is right. When she say this, and this, and Shannon, this, and this. No, you wasn't listening to Monique for 3 or 4 years. But when she started speaking on a black man, all of a sudden, y'all wanted to listen now. No, it doesn't work like that. That's not how it goes. Because y'all are sitting here saying like, oh, now when we speaking on a black man with this, and this, y'all should listen to black women. But black women wouldn't even listen to Monique when she was saying this, and this about black men. Look, so why should we listen to y'all now?
Look, just last week, Felicia Rashad went on the Breakfast Club and said black women need to act better. And they called her everything but a child of God.
That's ridiculous.
There's one thing that I never...
Because she's telling the truth.
And that was Felicia Rashad.
Yeah, she's telling the truth too. Can I go at it from another angle real quick?
Oh, yeah, dude.
The thing that makes me upset about this whole thing was Stephen A. Smith and his reaction. That's the thing that pissed me off. That's supposed to be your boy. Supposed to be your guy. The guy you brought in to bring up. And instead of you doing it and showing to support him, you just up here back talking. Oh, well.
No, see, because I'm going to tell you why.
That's the part that pisses me off.
I'm going to tell you why. Because what we do in media, social media is what I'm talking about right now, is when everybody that's on this panel right now, we're going to speak the truth. Regardless of how you feel about it, the truth is the truth.
Yep.
Whether you're black, white,
yes,
orange,
sir.
male, female, it doesn't matter. The truth is the truth. That's just what it is.
Whatever it may be.
When Stephen A was talking truth, y'all kicked him in his ass for it. So what happens now is he has to play the social media game with everybody. So if y'all are all going left, guess where he got to go? He got to go left too. When all you motherfuckers go right, he got to go right. Because he got $100 million now.
Yes.
Of course. I want to say something else to this. Because if you watch the Stephen A show, the little late night show he got with himself.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
He had made some major comments. And I remember what he had said about Jay-Z. If you remember the situation he had, he also made comments. That man sounded like he would take a bullet to the head for Jay-Z in terms of how he stand by that man and how he knows he's a good person. Because, he always likes to seem like he bonds with the East Coast,
Well, because I was going to say, because there's more of a personal relationship there.
Right.
Between the two.
But there's also a difference between when someone who's closer to your bag that can change your lifestyle, where you could have validated this person and helped them out even more so, but to say things that he's just a person that, I recommended or put on, I don't have the decisions to do this and that, and he's listening to all these higher up people. Some people in the streets would say he's throwing them underneath the bus. Corporately, some people may not look at it, but everybody moves like you're doing with the fingers. Everybody moves with the money. Yeah. Right? Jay-Z isn't your co-anchor, and he's not somebody you need to validate whether you say good or bad. Your job's not at risk. Right. That guy, too many comments. Keep in mind, you can't even recommend anybody really at this point because of what he's doing right now. Right. That might be your last recommendation coming from Disney. Because you put everybody at risk when somebody does these acts. But
what you just said is why he has to take 2 steps back and a step to the left, because he don't know 100% what's what. Yeah. So he's got to play it close to the middle as possible. He's got to. Yeah. So that's why you get caught, because it's easy for everybody to be like, oh, but Shannon's on the show. It's like, yeah, I know Shannon's on the show, but Shannon's a coworker.
Yep.
Like, one thing I hate an unprofessional hoe, because bitch, you wasn't supposed to say nothing. God damn, do your job. I paid you for a service. I didn't pay you to be out here talking and getting all in your
25K per cheek.
We're not in a relationship. I'm paying you to do something, and you did it. Now I'm paying you to go away. That doesn't
25K. Move 25K per cheek.
25K a cheek. A cheek.
A cheek.
A cheek.
A cheek.
I don't even want to think about what he was paying for the titties, gang, and that's what I'm saying.
Another thing that made me upset. Another thing that made me upset. This chick. Another thing that made me upset. This chick ain't all that. She ain't all that at all.
Let me say something real quick.
She a 4 or 5. She ain't all that.
Damn.
She ain't all that.
Some people, I'm gonna be honest with you. Some people never had or have game when it comes to what's out there in these streets.
Right.
Whether you dribbling the ball, whether you got a helmet on, whether your money is 6 figure, 7, 8, or as we see 9-figure contracts, some men are just goofies.
They just don't.
Because Zion would have did the same thing at 56.
Zion doing it now.
You're doing now.
That's what I'm trying to say. So when it comes to Mississippi 7s, okay, Green Bay 5s,
Kentucky
white girls,
10,
whatever you're going for, you have to understand, like, that's why I was trying to get to my point before I got interrupted. He could have went to Aruba. He could have went to another country
and got better.
For less.
Yep.
He could have had that same dog collar and probably would have had that woman saying Poppy.
No, but the whole thing about it is, see, what's crazy about all of this is she's the one who asked for all of this.
She's
but here's what I come back to it though, man.
Hey,
I understand you. Mel, I understand what you're saying. But
no, I know what you mean. I'm just saying she's like
gotta be you the conductor.
Yeah,
the conductor. You Mr. Dominant. You Mr. Alpha. You supposed to write the script that they supposed to follow.
Yep. But but this is why I know Shannon. I know Shannon understood it because he has everything already documented. He knew at a certain point he was just like, this bitch gonna try something because he kept records of everything.
Let me just say this little thing, right? Every branch has a tree.
Mm-hmm.
Shannon Sharpe gets his rock off to public attention. He gets his rocks off to public attention. Choking her in public.
Me and Moo talked about
getting
this.
my IGO live while you having sex.
Hey,
it's a branch. It's a branch, bro. It's a branch. So what I'm trying to say is, there's something wrong with my guy that he just likes this, like rolling the dice with the public. That's getting him to a certain point where he's taking these risks. He knows better. There's no way you get to the point of all this money and then you find someone with nothing to lose and that's what you put yourself at risk for? Yeah. I don't care what race they are. You should be smarter than that.
Me and me talked about this when it happened. Ain't no way in the world you can accidentally go on Instagram Live. Ain't no way in the freaking world.
You can put your phone down. You accidentally push the button.
No, you just said it. Push the button. You got to do something to go on Instagram Live. You can't do that
to the
accidentally.
Phone call. He wanted y'all to hear that.
He wanted you to hear it.
He gets off to the idea.
Yeah.
Some people got certain fetishes.
Ain't no accident.
True.
Don't get me wrong. As a man, we all got something that's something that we like about a girl that just turns on a little bit more. We ain't got to share it, but that dude has a profession that aligns with his fetish.
Look, I'm not saying he's innocent. No, I mean he's innocent, but he's not innocent. You know what I mean?
He sat there and addressed the public like this, bro. You know what I'm saying? I can't put my hands together because I'm holding my phone. And it looked like he was addressing the nation, and he's trying to explain a BDSM relationship about how the lawyer shouldn't show 30 seconds of the tape, show the whole 10 minutes. Bro, what are you doing? Why are you doing so much? You have to explain so much. It just looks sloppy.
Because
he has to, because what's
going to happen is so I guess we're in the middle of it, even though they've been doing this since February. Like he knows what the video is because they presented the video to him in February. And that's why he's saying, no, there's another 20 minutes or 30 minutes that y'all are not showing and y'all gonna make me look crazy. And nah, we're not gonna do that. And I get it. He has a public because he's at risk of losing everything.
I'm gonna be honest with you. That's not the only one that's gonna come out.
See, that's why you gotta stay away from the young hoes.
You can't. You got a woman that look like that. Hold on. You tell him you got a woman that look like that with that kind of bag. You telling me that's the only one that's about to come out, bro? A whole door of wardrobes is about to come out this dude, bro. There's no question.
No, I honestly, me and my brother talked about this. They lined him up for this.
Oh, for sure.
They lined him up because the gay allegations didn't work.
Anything anyway.
So they put this girl on him. They did.
But he said what he said on that phone call, bro.
They know what he liked. They know what he liked, and they put it in front of him. They was like, no, he gonna take the bait. He gonna take it. But where she messed up is her saying, you better love this because you're going to be stuck with this for 18 years when you put a baby in me.
Yep.
That's where she fucked up.
That did it. Yep.
That's where she fucked up.
That did it. Yep.
I'm gonna tell you what messed him up though. Without going as too much detail. When she said you shouldn't have put it here and you should have wore this, and I told you I wasn't okay with it.
But
the non-consistent. What's that?
But this is where, because all his lawyers are putting out, they're painting the picture that this is an extortion attempt. And everything that she said, the 25 per cheek, you're gonna pay for this. All of the stuff that she's putting out is money based. All of it.
He needs to do what Jay-Z did. Jay-Z said, forget the civil, let's make it criminal.
That's what he did.
Alone.
That's why, that's why they are where they are. That's what he put out. That's what him and his lawyers put out. They said we're not settling for shit. If we want to go to court, we go to court. This is never going to court.
It'll be settled.
It's not settling. They're not settling. It's going to get thrown out.
That can happen too.
He said, I'm not paying. He said, I'm not paying you a dime.
Oh, no settlement then.
So let me ask you final opinion. You don't think he's going to lose any money in this process?
He's not giving her no money. He'll lose money he might lose endorsements and stuff like that for a short period of time. But as far as him giving money to her, nah. Like his contract, like the contract with the podcast people might get a little shorter. There might be some stipulations on it. Then he gonna get fined from ESPN if he goes back to ESPN. He gonna lose money on that end of it, but all other shit, nah, he good.
I think he cooked, and I'm not saying that as if I hope he is. I think he's honestly cooked. I think he's cooked.
We gonna find out.
I don't think he is. I think she is, honestly.
I think she's fucked up.
I don't get me wrong. I don't think she's gonna win this between them two. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about his position down the road. I think he's gonna be cooked. That's my personal opinion.
Why she sounds so slow? That's what I want to know. Why she
because
slow?
All of it sounds staged.
She's slow. She sounds like she's reading from a damn teleprompter.
Because he was just 15 about a few years ago, bro. He just finished the 6th grade, bro.
I don't want to get choked.
Look, you got to understand.
I don't want to get choked.
Look, you got to understand. I'm not a lawyer. I just play one on Instagram.
There you go. There you go.
Everything that she's done, if I'm a lawyer, I'm cooking her. I'm cooking it because I'm just going to paint the picture that this was everything, because everything she said, she started off with a consensual relationship. Everything. You can't say, and I hate, because I'm what they call in the streets a victim blamer. You can't say that a man assaulted you, but then you stayed with the man for 2 years. And he, quote unquote, did it several times after that. That doesn't make any sense to me.
What was it? More than 100 encounters?
Yeah. They were together since 2023.
Damn.
That's crazy. But okay.
But you know, that money, this is the thing. With money makes people go crazy. Right. He loved the intoxic power position that he was playing. She loved the intoxic submissive position she was playing, because they both was profiting from this position that they were playing with each other, which we see is obviously consensual. But the line that they were playing with was on a red line. It was a red line. And that's where I think that however dumb she sounds or however manipulative, the relationship could have been up to a certain extent, I think there's no black man in the world that would do something like that without having some paperwork signed. If you really smart. That's just an honest opinion. Bro, Mel, if I'm talking to you and we're talking about 2015 in Shannon Sharpe position, I get it. Bro, he's been getting this bag for quite some time. He has historically the most viewed interview on YouTube history. Mm-hmm. I don't give a damn whether you're talking about your agent, your marketing team, your legal team. I understand the support that we need to have as black men, but there has to be some accountability with having to understand that we are targeted.
No, that's it. No, yeah, I agree. That's him. I do. Like I said, he needed to. I felt like it started off with him being a goofy, but then at some point he realized he was being a goofy, because you don't start documenting everything that he documented unless you know this shit can go sideways.
My whole thing is he was a goofy for too long, because he should have pulled the plug on that way before it got out of hand.
And a lot of the stuff that has happened, like even like the recordings that we were listening to on Instagram, she can't use none of that in court because you didn't let the nigga know he was being recorded.
I think some states you don't have to.
Some states let you get away with two parties. Some states
not in California. Not in California.
I don't know, but I don't know if this relationship, was in Nevada. I don't know the rules in Nevada.
No, it started in California. Right. It started in California, and then he moved out here, and you can't do it in Vegas.
I think we're talking a phone call. Okay. I think that phone call might have been in Nevada.
You can't do it. You can't do it out here either.
But I mean, here's another thing though. What do you think was his biggest downfall in this little fugazi that he was doing with this girl? Like, I want to hear from everybody.
Just like they get into the public. They got to the public.
Get into the public. Get into the public. And I'm not saying it's a white thing, it's a black thing. I'm not saying it's a white thing. I'm not saying I'm not gonna be a Dr. Umar.
It's public.
But it's public. And when the age got out there, and you heard her talk, that didn't help the situation either.
I don't see think about it. That's why I bring up.
If you look at it, the man is what, 56?
56, yeah.
Okay. So outside of, and I'm not saying you can't get the box. I ain't saying that. But why would you consider any relationship with somebody whose brain isn't fully developed?
You can't say that. See, this is why
That's
I bring
what
up.
I'm saying.
No, this is why I bring up the OnlyFans. You can't do that, and she's making almost $6,000 a month from OnlyFans.
But my thing is this. You can be guided in Instagram to a certain point. You can be guided in Instagram.
She is a business.
What I'm looking at is the fact that, okay, you are Shannon Sharpe. You know what you got. You know what you have. You know that people are gonna come for you regardless. Okay. And I'm saying this, you have to have some type of responsibility and accountability in this. Once you found out that girl was 19, 20, come on, man.
I'm gonna say this.
Come on, man.
Regardless of the age, there's different women that come in different tax brackets.
The old bitches do it too.
But
I'm not saying they don't. I'm not saying that they don't. But I'm not saying that because you're right, they do. But
but they don't talk as much. That's
exactly. That's my point. They're gonna keep certain shit. They're gonna keep shit on the hush because they got it good and they want to keep it going.
It's under wraps. So
it's under wraps. It's not
but y'all are missing this. That's why I said this has been going on since February. It's been under the wraps. The lawyers are the ones who put it to the world.
True.
It's been under wraps.
Lawyers ain't gonna do that.
Right.
She gonna know her role, and she gonna stay in the old bitch role, and she gonna be right here.
These old bitches, young bitches, they don't give up.
And the only reason why I said it is because they don't want to ruin the good thing.
And now look, and there may be a difference because Mel, y'all know we're older gentlemen on this this platform, right? Y'all know that there's a difference between the OGs, the ones who can keep it real, and you got the young hoes who don't really know the game yet. You feel me? And Mel, to address your point, she is a businesswoman, right? But she a young, inexperienced businesswoman.
Exactly.
Who's been in the game?
Anthony Edwards
dealing to Instagram to a point.
Anthony Edwards is dealing with one of them old bitches right now.
But here's the thing: Anthony Edwards is making an adult decision that he's only been adult for 4 or 5 years legally, right? You're talking about
She's still 41 years old. That's still a
But
whole
can you
bitch.
imagine?
No. Hear me out. I'm talking about the male. The male has been legally an adult for 4 to 5 years. Shannon Sharpe has been an adult since I was born. Like, I'm just saying in general, you have to be responsible for your actions at a higher degree if you've been an adult longer in this world to know how this world is played out.
No, I'm just saying bitches gonna bitch. That's all I'm saying. Old bitches, young bitches, they gonna do it.
But the old
when you got the paperwork,
but the old ones know the game. That's the difference.
She's trying to rob Anthony Edwards. She moved from Atlanta to Cali because she could get more money in Cali off this dude.
Now,
if you can convince a girl to put a dog collar on, why can't you convince her to sign the paperwork? That's all I'm trying to understand.
And the judge,
she volunteered to put the dog collar on. That's different.
But in Anthony Edwards case, the judge didn't fall for it.
Mel, if you had $100 million, I don't care what woman you like.
I don't trust these bitches.
But my point is this. My point is this. You're not going to be by yourself all the time.
Yes, I will. I'm by myself now.
See Mel now. Hey, move. I can see Mel now like Scrooge McDuck. He in there taking a bath on all his money by himself.
All right, maybe I'm speaking for the wrong person. I don't know. Maybe somebody.
My wife would tell you. She's like, that nigga don't need
paperwork, bro. You won't have nobody sign the paperwork.
My wife would tell you, Melvin don't need a soul. That nigga is fucking a hermit.
Oh yes.
If I'm in that spot, if I'm in that spot, I'm following the NBA.
But on a serious note, I mean, that's all me being in that situation, you do have to assess it. Like, and the way,
I mean, that's the same thing that got Steve McNair caught up.
This is what,
rest his soul.
This is why, because unfortunately for us, when we're moving around, especially if you're a high profile person, you don't necessarily think like that because you know everybody is going to do what you want them to do.
True.
And it's fucked up because in his mind, he's just like, yo, like, I'm gonna bag it, I'm gonna do whatever, yada, 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 and keep it moving. And then at some point, either somebody told him or he figured it out on his own and was like, this shit can go sideways ASAP, like really, really, really quick. Like I have too much to fuck up in this situation because think about it. Chad went through the same thing with an old bitch.
True.
But look though, here's the difference. Now look though, I get it with the old bitches and the young bitches, right?
Like it's just like you said, we are under attack, Moolich.
You right. We are for surely under attack. Now here is where I feel the difference is, right? Because you got the old bitches, you got the young bitches, you got the prime 1990 to 2000 bitches, and then you got the 2025 bitches. Okay. Now look, right here is what I feel ultimately is the difference is, right? You got like I said earlier, nothing more dangerous.
Gray hair.
Right now, look though, okay, look though. The thing that I feel the difference is you got the young hoes and the old hoes. Now, I don't know where y'all from, but where I'm from, bitches and hoes is different. Okay.
Yes.
I know a lot of niggas classify them as the same.
Yes, but they are different. They are different. Yes.
Bitches and hoes is different, right?
Yes.
You got the old bitches and you got the young bitches, and we know the old bitches and the young bitches can't be thinking because they be sinking with their mindsets, right? Now, I think the difference is, right? Shannon ran into an old hoe or a young hoe. He didn't run into one of them old professional hoes who can understand how to keep it trill, how to keep it peasy, and understand that I'm here for the like we said, Mel, she's a businesswoman, but she's a young and experienced businesswoman. I need a professional businesswoman.
She was being professional until her feelings got hurt.
Exactly. And I need one who's going to be professional, even if her feelings get hurt, because she been there before. That's the difference right there. You feel me?
Okay.
Right there, the difference between a 2000, a prime 1995 hoe that you can find in East Oakland right now. You feel me? She about 67, but you can find her out there for about $50. All right. She not gonna say shit. She gonna be with you, rocking with you for about 3 months. You're gonna break her heart, and guess what? She can go back to the block. These young hoes, You got to subscribe to the OnlyFans. You got to send them the cash apps. You got to buy them this. You got to buy them that. And then as soon as you leave, now these bitches want to be on their feelings. And, oh, he touched me. Bitch, you wasn't saying that 2 weeks ago when I bought you that $2 million motherfucking car. All right? So I just feel like for me personally, there's a difference. You feel me? And he was swimming in the wrong whole pool. He was supposed
it happened to Steve McNair. God rest his soul.
He was supposed to be in the upper whole pool. You feel me? In the upper room whole pool.
It happened to everybody. It happened to Kobe.
Yep.
It happened to Shaq.
Yep.
It happened. Look, it happened to Jordan.
Yep.
It happened. This is what
not
happened to Tiger.
But the Browns on the clock in the second round. Just so y'all know, Shador might be going out.
Oh, we in the second round already? I thought they only did. Oh, they do the first 2 rounds today.
Yeah.
This is gonna be a late ass night.
It sure is. Oh, we. All right, but I know we're at an hour 30 right now, so we're gonna go ahead and wrap it up, fellas. We had a really dope conversation about the draft and about the Shannon Sharpe controversy. We'll be back tomorrow. Make sure you catch Inside the Huddle. We will be getting some more, getting a little bit more deeper into this draft analyst, some more draft talk. We will have another guest on joining us, so make sure you don't miss it. Martise, I'm gonna start with you. Get your final thoughts, man.
On everything we talked about?
Yep. Go ahead and sum it up for us.
You know what? We're in a good spot to be in to have this much conversation with no football to actively be happening, because a lot of times off season be boring. But the controversy, the conversation by itself is lit. It's good to hear everybody's opinion. I love to hear, just different insights, because we all come from different places. And this is a conversation that people need to have, man. A lot of times I think people saying things that doesn't really go over people's head that hits home. But I think we all said something that made a difference here on how people see these topics. So,
for sure. Now, what you got for us, man?
Like I said, I'm gonna piggyback off of that. Just dope conversation. And like I said, with it being the downtime, especially for me being football, we ain't got a lot to talk about. So we can get some stuff that we can have dope conversation, and then just have conversation as men and get our perspectives on just different topics and stuff like that. Always a good who did they pick anybody? No, okay, my bad. I just saw a bunch of people cheering. I thought they picked somebody. But yeah. But tomorrow we're gonna definitely dig into this draft. The first 2 rounds. Got former Tennessee Titan Will Brown is gonna come through tomorrow. We're gonna chop it up with him. Go over some draft stuff. He has a dope backstory, so we're gonna get in. We're gonna talk to him about some things, and get into finish getting into this football. And I guess we're doing the rounds 3 and 4 tomorrow.
Yeah, I believe so.
All right. So we're gonna get into that, or at least the middle rounds.
Yes, sir. Willie, what you got for us, man?
Fuck Rob Manfred. Fuck Taylor Swift. Catch me on the Geek Gauntlet podcast this Saturday night, 10 p.m. Eastern on YouTube and Twitch. You can also check me out on the Sports Report on Wire to Wire Sports over on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. Mondays, 10 p.m. We talk about sports with the crew. It's an adult-oriented show. Definitely check me out.
For sure. Y'all heard all the fellas here. We appreciate the conversation. Martise, we appreciate you for sliding through, brother. Anytime you want to pull it back up, it's always good. Make sure you guys tune in to the basketball show on Monday. We'll be talking about the playoffs, basket to basket. On Wednesday, Gentlemen's Talk. We'll be back Thursday, doubling back for PVT. And then on Friday, y'all already know what it is, Inside the Huddle. Make sure you guys tap in on Saturdays with my boy Will. Geek Gauntlet Podcast. Don't miss it. And the Sports Report podcast on Mondays comes on right after Basket to Basket. So you don't miss it. You can't miss it. All right. Hit that like, comment, subscribe button. Appreciate y'all for sliding through. We can catch y'all